Triple G, brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more, and all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks and geeky stuff, we love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, Ginger Geordie Geek, and I am joined as ever by my good pal Andy from Perpetual Comics. Welcome back to Rusty Stables. Andy, how are you, sir?
15 minutes I've sat and listened to this guy complain and moan.
How dare you?
How bad his week's
Can I just say, it wasn't 15 minutes. You only joined about 5 minutes ago. It might have felt like 15 minutes.
I needed my emergency poo, okay? All right.
Yeah, not bad. How are you doing, bud? Are you well?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. I will probably throughout the show, but no, I'm doing okay, mate. What about yourself, mate? In fact, you know what? I know already how you're doing. I don't care anymore.
I'm great. I'm taking it easy. I feel lightened by just being able to talk.
That'll be the poo.
And that was the poo. Yeah, that was the poo. But I do feel lightened by being able to just moan a little bit. Do you know what, Andy? This is, I mean, we do this show once a fortnight. We've got some cracking people in the chat already. This is, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. We had this thing, didn't we? I'm blaming you. We had this thing where we decided to do the Rusty long box, where we thought if I like a book we'll read it, which is a great idea. Not really anticipating the show would go more than 2 shows, so now there's a load of books in there. And then just for shits and giggles this week you said, oh, let's just chuck some more books in, so we're like reviewing 6 books tonight.
Yeah, I mean, comics are for reading at the end of the day, and I think, you know, I didn't really anticipate that we would actually put so many onto the Rusty Staples pool list, and then all those would come in the same fortnight week. So yeah, I think I under anticipated that one. But sure, we've got, 5 or 6 books to read, and yeah, it'll be interesting to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to be fair. We've got some crackers this week. I think we've got some interesting books to talk about, and we've also got the book that off my shelves Chris recommended, Beasts of Burden. Let me know in the chat if you guys have read along with that one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you've got to say about it. That wasn't what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but
it would have never been a book that I would have probably read if it hadn't have been, you know, off my shelves had have suggested it. And the first thing, in fact, you know what? I'll hold off my thoughts and wait till we get to it.
Had you water, as me grandma would say. Had you water. Let's see who we've got in the chat. We've got Fuzzy, they done up. The moose loose about this. I used to love that advert. That was Waynard's Mindgoose. Hoots, man, there's moose loose about this hoose. That's my Scottish. Was that good? You're a Scot. Was that good?
I didn't realise it was Welsh, but sure. Moving on.
Screw you. We've got Terry. Nice to see you, Terry. It's a Friday, a fortnight later, so it must be the Corroded Fasteners show. That's a better title. Why didn't we go for Corroded Fasteners? That would have been good.
That's my nickname.
We've got Ash, always good to see you. LOLO, evening all. And we've got Joshy Boy Toys, nice to see you, bud. I hope you're doing well. Some cracking images on Instagram today, after yesterday, I think it was, from Joshy Boy about a Vision figure, which was really cool. I like that a lot. ABZ, nice to see you. Good evening, sir. He's sad he got dissed by the Yanks again. Oh, Fuzzy. I was having a whinge at Fuzzy. I'm gonna. Do you know what? It's lethargic. Lethargic. That's the wrong word. Lethargic means tired.
Hold on a second. Do we need to add a drama section into our show?
Drama section. To be fair, I've had a nice chat with the chap, so it's all right. But I did a lot of videos about an eBay scam a little while ago, and I copied in a number of prominent YouTubers and said, "Oh my God, have you seen this? This is terrible." A couple of them responded and said, "Oh yeah, it's bad stuff."
I didn't get tagged.
No, prominent YouTubers. And then one of said prominent YouTubers has done a big video about it. Not mentioned me or the fact that I've been fighting this cause for But that's by the by. We'll not get into that.
See you YouTubers, see once you get to like
I know,
over 1,000
I know.
subscribers, Jesus, the ego.
Absolutely. I mean, I've spoken to him, and he's done a great video. To be fair.
I like the way you went, to be fair.
No, he has. He's done a good video. And the guy, so it's worth checking out. The guy who, this is all about the fake art scam. Do you remember from a while ago?
Yeah.
Which I called the guy on. He started writing in some, not all, but in some of his descriptions that very small print, he's written, this is my drawing. I've drawn on this as a kind of a... One of the books he's got on is a book which has got like 8 different coloured signatures of Mark Spears on a Mark Spears cover. So I messaged Brian from the channel you love, what do you call it? Brian,
Beyond Wednesdays.
Beyond Wednesday.
Yeah.
And said, I know you're pals with Mark Spears. What do you think of this? And to be fair, Brian's been messaging us backwards and forwards. And he said, yeah, Mark says it's cack. It's not true either. So
That's
Mark
crazy,
Spears has contacted the seller and said, can I just ask where you got this? Because it's not mine. So yeah, interesting stuff, dude.
Drama.
Yeah, drama. Terry, got the omnibus halfway through. Really good. That's talking Beasts of Burden. We'll talk about that a little bit. At least he's not like KCS, where you're reading random issue 6 of an X-Men book. Yeah, I couldn't be chewed with that.
Took me like...
Killer Comic Show. Took us a little second or two there. Took us a few seconds. Yeah. No, yes. That was... I did challenge Andy today, Fuzzy, and he basically told us to do one. I did say issue 5 of Sleep is good. Do you want to read that? And he said, nah, not happening.
I think my words were, not a notion.
Rusty Staples sounds like a reason your car failed its MOT. Yeah. Therapeutic. We've got Bat Dan. Hey up, me ducks. Good to see you. Ed Vic is in the house. Friends indeed. Fuzzy, first world problems indeed. Andy, I was going to say to you, we normally start this show off with a load of old shit and we talk chocolate bars and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, we shouldn't do that tonight. We've got too much to do. We'll just crack on. And then as the theme tune, was playing, I glanced down to my right-hand side here and had a little chuckle to myself. So I want to know what your beverage of choice is. And the reason for that is I've looked at myself and I've thought, Peter, you've got problems. So I've got here, lined up to wet my whistle tonight, nice cup of coffee in Union Jack mug. I've got some ice water, just in case I need to cool down after the coffee.
Can I ask a question? Did you get that mug with your ID card?
I did, yeah. It was issued when I was in the forces. I've got a can of Inches. Just because I like it.
That's about 10. That's about 10 inches.
Yeah. And I've got a can of Pepsi just in case.
Dude, me.
I don't know why. I don't know how thirsty I think I'm going to get. What is your tipple of choice? What do you like to wet your whistle? Are you tea?
Are we talking like
water?
non-alcoholic?
Non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic. Jeez. Like, guys, Iron Brew.
Made from dirt.
Absolutely. Which isn't as good as it used to be when I was a bairn.
I think I should be issued just twice tonight. By the way, I think I should be issued with some kind of like some kind of Scottish honorary status because my accent tonight has been phenomenal. So I could pass for one of the Scots.
It's been questionable at best. To be honest, Peter. I mean, your Newcastle one isn't that much better. To be honest.
It's not. You're right. So Iron Brew. It's a choice. It's a choice.
It's a delicacy. It's not a choice. It's a way of life. You're bathed in it as a kid.
I was. That's what happened to you. Fuzzy says dandelion and burdock.
Good choice.
It's nice. It is.
Have you ever had like an ice cream float?
Oh yeah. Used to have
dandelion and burdock with ice cream.
Yeah. Cream soda, Dr. Pepper. I like a Dr. Pepper. Cream soda I used to like a lot of. Yeah, like a lot of. Sarsaparilla. That's you get the sweets, the palm of violet. I think of. Is that the same flavour?
Is this a way to? No, wrong song.
That's wrong song. Wrong song.
Sarsaparilla.
James has joined just as we're talking favourite non-alcoholic drinks. James, it's a comic show, but don't worry about it. We're just going with it. It's a bitch to find up here though. Sad fuzz. What? Oh, dandelion and burdock. We used to get it all the time when I was at my grandma's from the cheap pop man that comes around Nirvana on a Sunday.
Oh,
it's all like horrible weird stuff. So we used to get cream soda and dandelion and burdock from them.
So this neck of the woods we have the main man, who sells main bottles of pop. Yeah, Google it.
Made from girders in Mansfield, Nottingham, where I live. Tizer. Jesus. Is Tizer still a thing, or is that gone now? I don't think I've seen a can of Tizer in
That
years.
is a blast from the past. The good old Tizer.
Again, but like Ed says, I couldn't tell you what it tastes like. I've had many a can, but I can't remember what it tastes like.
Having met Ed on a few occasions, I would say he was a dandelion and burdock man. If there's anybody.
With a little umbrella in it.
And a slice of lemon. Like, he's a slice of lemon man. Yeah.
As half English, half Scot who lives in Cardiff, don't do accents. That's good, yeah. Boba tea for me with dragon fruit and mango. That's the little ball things.
The little balls. I'm getting one. I'm getting my two daughters one tomorrow. We're going to specifically to get boba tea and to get a bubble waffle.
Oh, yeah. I've had one of them before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like if you go to Starbucks, they do like a lime iced drink, and it tastes a bit like a mojito. So I quite like that.
I'm a Tim Hortons guy. I don't do Starbucks.
Tim Hortons, dreadful donuts. I'm boring. I love Pepsi Max. No, I drink far too much Pepsi Max, James. It's I like bathing the stuff. It's too much. Oh, Ed's very push. He likes an appetizer. Appetizer. Of course you do,
spritzer.
Ed. Yeah, of course you do, Ed. With his canopy. Yeah. Lilt. Is Lilt still around?
It's a totally tropical taste.
It is, yeah. Lilt. No, I did a bad accent there. Yeah, it's I don't remember seeing Lilt on the shelves for ages either. No. Oh, now Dan's talking. Umbongo. You had Umbongo before?
I've had Umbongo. There's also a bar in Belfast who does an Umbongo beer, and it is phenomenal.
Were you aware? You probably weren't, Andy, but were you aware they drink it in the Congo?
I am now. I have seen the advert.
Yeah. Had Tizer the other day. Was it a new can, Wayne, or have you just found it on the street somewhere? Is it? Because I don't think... Do they sell Tizer still? No idea. Ginger beer and lime.
That's fun enough. That's Peter's nickname.
It is. Yeah, when I'm in my special outfit. Fuzzy. Ours was the Sangs van. He stopped coming because my mum was due £3.50 for half the 90s. Sangs van. Yeah. Hiya, Connie. Nice to see you, Connie. Virgin Cola. That was Richard Branson's attempt at cola, wasn't it? I remember it was one of them had a little vanilla flavour to it as well. I don't think Virgin Cola lasted very long. I was watching because I am sad knacker. Was watching an interesting
sad knacker,
yeah, an interesting clip with Richard Branson. He was talking about the cola wars of the 90s or whatever, where they went over to the States and basically did a mass parade promoting Virgin Cola and all this kind of stuff. And then basically Coca-Cola shut down his sales of Virgin Cola in the UK by speaking to all the supermarkets and basically just saying, just blasting them out.
Yeah.
Do you see the education? 17 people are watching and learning, Andy. Not about comics.
And I'm almost sure at the start of the show you said we had 6 comics to review as well.
We did. Shit, and the comments on listening.
Buckle up.
At the end,
ladies and gents, buckle up. We're here for the long road.
Connie likes a nice drink of COVID. Nice. No, she's got COVID. Sorry, Connie. Sorry to hear that. Providing the background noise to my self-pity. Oh, bless you. Hope you feel better soon.
We're going to add to that self-pity with
This will not cheer you up.
But get well.
Kev, caramel frappe. Oh, I do like a caramel frappe. Iron brew. Boba tea. You've changed ABC. Lilt was refreshing. I agree. Bosch Fuzzy wins. Lilt is great. Lilt is now grapefruit and pineapple Fanta. I thought I hadn't seen it called Lilt anymore. They got bought over. Wow. Indeed, Fuzzy, you do. You drink it in the Congo. The line said, I understand they call it umbongo. My nan always used to have a glass bottle of Vimto. Do you remember SodaStream?
Oh, yeah.
I used to love a soda. There was an ET flavour SodaStream at one point. I was never sure if it was him blended or if it was just like, I don't know what it was meant to taste like.
Was it just like a little finger that whizzed it round?
Sad Knackers, the name of the drama session for the show. I love
Yes,
it. I
that's
love
a
it.
great
I love
idea.
it. I had an OG Virgin Cola bottle called the Pammy, shaped like. Oh, I remember you telling us about this, Fuzzy. Shaped like Pamela Anderson. That was
Never do that face again, Peter. Please. For the sake
Tab
of your
Clear.
channel.
Tab
Oh, I
Clear.
remember
Remember
that.
that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I remember when Coke did water and it got found out it was tap water. Was that not an episode of Only Fools and Horses, Wayne? I remember that. Peckham Spring. I don't remember Coke doing water. I'm drinking Vimto, but I'm desperately wish it was a Red Bull because my resting heart rate is already tachycardic and I'm being reasonable. Good for you. Be sensible, Connie. Wrap up warm and listen to mine and Andy's dulcet tones, helping you get through the night. Was that sexy? Was that good?
No. She's cured though. She doesn't have COVID anymore.
She's got something else instead, yeah. Cremola. Foam.
Oh, dude, that's
What the- I don't know what that is.
That's a Scottish thing, I believe. Yeah, I remember Cremola. Yeah, Cremola foam.
I'm with you, Fuzzy. I think it might be a little bit racist. The advert certainly is. I remember watching the advert and saying, "I'll be your dog." It was, yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
Oh, I liked what you did there.
I always wanted to sort of stream. I'm just going to rattle through these guys, or else we're never going to talk about the comics. I always wanted to sort of stream. Only my rich friends had one. Yeah. He's still making that face, Andy. Back in a bit to pick up the daughter from her shift. We'll still be talking about cans of pop, mate. Creomola, foam, fizzes, and foamer. Jovic, I don't remember. Welcome, Joe. I don't remember having any non-alcoholic drinks in London. No. I think. Well, there was garlic in something. That was non-alcoholic. No, that was alcoholic as well. I can't pronounce it, Andy. It was Dasani water.
I was going to go Coca-Cola, Peter. Coca-Cola.
Bottles of which were around £10 in the Disney theme parks. Dear God. I was working as a waitress. Oh, no, sorry. I was working for Safeway and the Coke water was flying out and it was found out it was tap water, just like Only Fools and Horses. Gee, gods. Dungeon Call here. I forgot to tell you, I got my cup. Oh, good. I'm pleased you got it, mate. I'm pleased you got it. This is a comic stream, not a soda stream.
Nice.
Radioactive tap water. I like it. I'll see what you did there, James. I see what you did there. Well done. James has got a cracking video out at the moment, by the way, ladies and gents. Go check it out. All about someone we're going to be talking about at the end of the show. He's got an amazing commission, so go check that out. Radioactive tap water. And Ellen Studios, hello. Marvellous. Hello to you as well. Let's move on from the drinks.
I'm exhausted.
This is why I've got so many drinks, because I'm dry talking.
Hey, moving on. Well,
right. Shall
nice.
we do some comic book stuff?
No, I don't want to anymore. I want to move on to alcoholic drinks. No, I'm only joking. Yes, let's
Peter, talk quicker to get through it. Jesus. Let's talk charity. Just Given, as me and Andy have talked to you on a few occasions, and those of you that have been with the channel for a while will know, me and Andy did a charity do last year for a charity called Young Minds. We're both are big mental health advocates and supporters. I think we've both, as I've said on the Just Given page, got our own stories to tell. But Young Minds kind of really jumped outward because it supports young people, but also, I think for me, it also supports parents of young people who are trying to support their children through challenges. So we've decided we're going to do it again. There is a bit of back and forth about when we're going to do it. We're aiming for December sometime, but that is flexible. But we just wanted to let you all know that we have got the Just Given page now set up. We've gone for a very conservative target of £1,000. I think we'll smash that, but that's what we've gone for. Excuse me. We're going to share the links for all of this and the page address and all that kind of stuff over social media over the coming weeks. That's the... Andy, you're highly intelligent. Is that called a QR code thing?
It's called a QR code, and I've just put it up, and it just takes you to your page to subscribe. It's really strange. I thought it was going to go to Young Minds, you monster.
Lies. So yeah, so it's all on there. The idea is we're going to give away some comic books. We're going to raffle some comic books, and we're going to try and make a good chunk of cash to support these young people and their mental health needs. So keep your eyes peeled. That's going to become but a bit of an appeal. We're going to need stuff to raffle. So please do start thinking if you want to donate anything for the raffle night. It would be much appreciated. Get in touch with me or Andy to get it to her. If you just want to take part in the raffle thing, that's fine. Don't worry about that. Another appeal really is I've ran out, I don't know what you're like, Andy, but I've ran out of comic mailers. So if anybody wants to donate some comic mailers, that would be much appreciated. Same as last year, I'll cover the postage and all the rest of it. So any money you give will go directly to Young Minds. Andy, anything you want to add on that?
No, I'm super looking forward to this as well. And I appreciate, guys, that, finding a good time to do this with a run up to Christmas and thought bubble and everything else is fairly difficult. But let's see how we go. As you know, I'm putting a book into a sort of box every couple of weeks, and this week I'm going to add this book here.
Nice.
So this is the New Avengers issue number 53, and this is a sort of minor key. This is when Brother Voodoo becomes Sorcerer Supreme in the mainstream Marvel universe. So
nice.
That's 3 books that we have so far, and I think what we'd said is that anybody who donates at least a $5 to the Just Giving will go into like a spinny wheel thing, and they will get all the books. So hopefully it'll be about 15 or 16 books by the time it's all done and dusted. The only thing we need to think about is obviously if it's anybody that's outside the UK and how we're going to organise post. But listen, we'll worry about that. We'll make it happen. We'll make it work out. So.
Good stuff. It's reminded us, I've been tidying my room and stuff, and I found 2 comic books, and I thought, I don't know what the hell they were for. That's because I picked 2 comic books the last time, didn't I? So,
yeah.
My set. So, yeah. So I'll make sure I put them to one side, and I'll chuck that, boobies. I'll chuck that into the mix tonight. I don't even know what book that is, but it's a shiny Power Girl Chestage book.
That is class. Nice.
I don't know who the artist or anything is on that. Never know. But yeah, we'll stick that one in as well. So yes, please do check that out. Can I put the link in the chat at the moment, James? Because I haven't got access to it at the moment. But the QR code thingy, if you hover your camera over that, should put you straight to it. It should be the same address. I'm not going to say that because I don't know. I was going to say it's the same page and everything as we used last time. The big difference this time, guys, just so you're aware, the big difference this time is the last time we collected all the money in and then we kind of worked it all out and we sent it, I kind of personally sent it to the charity or whatever. This time it's all being kind of managed by the charity in conjunction with Just Giving. So all of your donations will go into Just Giving and it automatically gets forwarded to the charity itself, and that cuts out any of the fees and things like that we got charged the last time. So keep a little eye on that. More news coming. Okay, Andy. ABC team, this is the bit where we talk a little bit about some characters that we like, that we think form a team. I'm smiling because I've seen your team and it was like, oh, that's an interesting team. So this time the letter was E, which at first I thought, oh, that's challenging. But let's see who you've come up with that.
I went for a little eclectic mix. Can you imagine like coming out the pub and just walking down an alleyway and seeing this lot in front of you? My goodness. First up, with the letter E, I went for Elsa of Arendelle. First appearance, I believe, was in Disney Frozen issue number 1, 2018. Probably one of Disney's most, recent iconic characters. And I picked her just because my 2 daughters absolutely love her. And it brings good memories for me, watching the movie with the 2 of them. She is able to create and control sort of ice and snow. She can summon blizzards, and she's extremely powerful. And just a lovable character that I thought I would add to the mix. So I think she's going to lead the team. You need a good strong lady to lead the team. So this is going to be my leader. Next up, the fantastic Dr. Eggman. Who doesn't love Dr. Eggman. Sonic the Hedgehog was one of my favourite games. First appearance is Sonic the Hedgehog issue 0 from Archie Comics, 1993. That was released, and I just have again. This is probably just a nostalgia pick for me. I remember Sega Mega Drive, getting it for Christmas, and just playing Sonic the Hedgehog just over and over and over again. And if I remember rightly, please correct me if I'm wrong, he was like obviously he was the end. I always remember him being the end character when you go past that first level. And I just think he's excellent. So, his main sort of characteristics is he's a genius level intellect. He's got sort of one of the smartest characters. He's an inventor, and he sort of creates robots and mechs and things like that. And I just think he's class. I loved his characterization in the movie as well.
I was just going to say thoughts on Jim Carrey's portrayal.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, suited him down. I can't imagine anybody else, another actor, doing that character. Sonic the Hedgehog, Peter, was that a game that you partook in?
Yeah, so I remember getting it when the first Sonic the Hedgehog, when it very first came out, and just loving it. But it was back in the day. I seem to remember it not having a particularly good save function. So I can't remember if that was all the games back then. You couldn't lose and then go away for a few hours, then come back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think I ever completed Sonic, but yeah, I loved it.
I don't remember. I used to just do the first and second level over. He's not having it, is he? He's not having it.
Kick it off.
And he is the sheriff, so I mean, I may as well just give up. I've lost already. Next up,
you do have an option to win, because Josh is saying if you sing "Let It Go," your team wins instantly.
I wouldn't do that to anybody, to be honest with you. People have heard me sing at various occasions, so not a good idea. But do you want to build a snowman? That is the question. Next up, we'll get Mr. E.T. himself. Again, another nostalgia hit for me. The extraterrestrial, the lovable character. We all know and we all remember him in the movie. I just think he's great. It's another nostalgia hit for me that I picked this one. So he does his telekinesis. He's got his healing touch with his magical finger. You like a magical finger, don't you, Peter?
I love a magical finger. Magical finger. Yeah. I love E.T. Still one of my all-time favourite movies, I have to say.
Did you cry when he was dying?
Of course I did. Still do. Yeah. Only disappointing thing that gets us upset about E.T. is, again, it's a nostalgia thing. Every time I go to Florida, I think it's still there. It was there the last time I was there. But every time I go to Florida, I have to go on the E.T. ride. Mm-hmm. I think it's in Universal. I can't remember which park it's in. It's cack. It's just absolutely cack. But it's like a nostalgia thing. But I'm always disappointed every time I do it. Do you know what I mean?
And from what I've heard from James T. Keegan, this is actually what you look like when you put your top off.
It is. Yeah. With the finger as well. Yeah.
Less about that. That's why you guys share it.
Connie's never watched E.T.
Right. Stop what you're doing. Connie.
No, don't. Watch this, Connie. Watch this first, then watch E.T.
Watch this, finish this, and then go and watch E.T. and you'll thank us for it. It is absolutely fantastic. Actually, I can't think of...
That's my E.T.
I can't think of a better movie to watch if you've got COVID.
Can you do it? Come on. Elliot, phone home. No.
That shows your finger? No, actually don't.
No. Okay.
Last, but certainly not least, is the Demon, or Etrigan, the Demon, aka Jason Blood. First appearance issue is Demon issue number 1, 1972, which is a comic that I'm actually on the hunt for. So if anybody has one, let me know. And this guy is, I don't know, do you know much about Jason Blood? Have you read much of his stuff?
I've not read a lot. I enjoyed him in DC Unlimited, the cartoon. He was in a couple of episodes of that. I have to be honest, I think Terry in the chat's a fan, so he might disagree. the rhyming thing gets on my nerves. I kind of be chilled with that a bit. It gets a bit kind of. It's fine when it works, but then sometimes it's like, oh, it's so forced. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just a wee bit too much. No, I just love the character design. I think it's fantastic. I loved when John McCrae was doing some of the covers for the Demon for the volume 2. I just think he's lovable. He reminds me a lot of myself. You know, super strength, durability, stamina, and breathes hellfire now and again.
The little pixie boots. You've got boots like that.
Big pixie boots. I'll let you.
Great team, to be honest. Great team. Really like them. Some interesting characters. I love Elsa. Let's see who the chat are saying. Earthworm Jim. That's a nice one.
Sure.
El Diablo. Emperor Palpatine and Eric Killmonger. Some nice ones there, Fuzzy. I like that. Ash is saying Ed, Eddie, and Eric Cartman. No, I'm not going to do impressions. Yeah. Eric Cartman, very cool. We've said Eggman is borderline. MJ has left the building. Elongated Man, yeah, I like him. Eradicator, Enchantress, yep, and Equinox. I'm not sure who Equinox is, Terry. Do you know who Equinox is?
No, it's not familiar, no.
Remind us who Equinox is, Terry. I'm not sure of that one. I see what you did there, Kev. Eddie Brock, Venom. Didn't think of that. Could have had a bit of Venom.
That's good.
Electra, and Evil Ernie.
Evil Ernie is a great shout. Yeah, I like Evil Ernie. Yeah.
I think I read an Evil Ernie kills the DC universe or kind of versions of the DC universe at one point. But yeah. Excuse me. Ego, Emma Frost, Edwin Jarvis. Oh, nice. And Ethan Rourke Jr. Who's Ethan Rourke Jr.? Do you know who that one is? Not sure of that one, Andrew. Let me know in the chat who that is. Connie doesn't know if she's got the capacity for a sad mood. It is sad. It is sad. He just,
it is.
Yeah, there's a bit of decomposition going on there. He kind of goes white at one point, which is a bit upsetting. I thought he rode his moon to the bike and went home. Didn't know he died. Well, we're not going to spoil it for you. Ved. I've got a Demon 1 will donate to the charity. Thank you, Ed. I do appreciate that, mate. Very, very kind of you.
My name's not Charity.
It all depends who writes the demon. Some almost forget about the rhyming. Okay. Ethan Rourke Jr. is the yellow. Right, from Sin City.
I just googled it there and literally put that up there. Yeah.
Very cool. She was in JLA Canada. She could harness the power of nature. Nice. So my team. I've not gone into as much detail as you, Andy. I haven't got first issues and stuff like that. I've just got cool characters. So I have gone for Elsa Bloodstone. This is the daughter of the main character, Bloodstone. Made her MCU appearance in the Werewolf by Night show, but I was a big fan of her before that. There's a great series called Next Wave by Warren Ellis. Don't know if you've read that, with her and Machine Man and a few other characters. Really, really cool run. She's got a whole host of different abilities which are given to her, well, initially given to her by the fragment of the Bloodstone gem that she's got on her neck piece there. But then in recent stories, she's had all kinds of other powers which is kind of given to her by blood, by a kind of a genetics, because she's the daughter of the original Bloodstone. So she's got strength and invulnerability and things like that, some kind of magic abilities and stuff. But she's just a really fun character. Really, really enjoy her. She's good. We've then got good old Eric Lensher, which is, of course, Magneto, one of my all-time favourite characters. I love Eric when he's portrayed not just as a kind of a maniacal nut job, but I like the whole kind of... I loved what they did with him in X-Men 1, the movie, with him in Prof X, you know, the survivor of the Holocaust. And you can argue that he's not really a bad guy. He's just trying to protect his people, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And also phenomenal power set. Absolutely incredible power set. So love that.
See, whenever we do M, if you do Magneto again, I'm going to rage quit. Okay? All right, just FYI.
I might. We've then got good old Evil Lynn. This is the actual image of a Mondo figure version of her. Love Evil Lynn. Great character, magic user. A little bit obsessed with her when the Masters of the Universe movie was out. I don't know why.
I had a school teacher at primary school who we used to nickname Evil Lynn.
Right? Did she look like that?
No.
Yeah.
She did have like a bird flying thingy on her arm though.
Screech. That's Screech.
Screech, high
Yeah,
Screech.
I do like Evelyn. I love the costume design. Just an interesting character. And then we've got, do you know who that is in the background? Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt. Din, din,
Yeah.
din, 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 din. Of course you want Ethan on your team. This guy has, I mean, how many of these impossible missions has he cracked now? Impossible by its very definition is meant to be not doable. And he's done like, what, 7 movies worth? So the guy can do anything.
What was the first issue he was in? What comic was he in?
Mission Impossible #1. Let's take that with confidence. I do know there's a horrendous Mission Impossible movie tie-in with a Rob Liefeld cover, which is being
don't
banned,
change the subject, Peter. Sheriff Fuzzy, could we have a steward's inquiry?
And he's kicking off here because all of my characters begin with an E, unlike some of his. But yeah, so that's my team.
I wish I'd have went for Eric Cantona now that I think
about it. Fuzzy is saying he's amazed I didn't go for Thunderstrike. Do you know what? I didn't even think of Eric. I didn't think of Eric. That's a good shout. Good shout.
Banana Man.
Oh, of course, yeah. Eric loves bananas. Oh, God. Been rereading Alan Moore's Saga of the Swamp Thing and Etrigan, Jason Blood, guest stars in a few issues. Really like the character. Can you remember John McCrae's Hitman? Yeah. He debuted in the Demon.
John's work, yeah.
Hitman was in, there was a couple of issues of him crossing over with Superman and things. I never really got into his book. Did you read Hitman much?
No. I only picked up John McCrae's Demon covers when he was, that was like issue 41, 42, I think was his first work on that. So
Ed 209, good one. Ego the Living Planet, Eric the Viking, yeah, and Eric Wimp Banana Man.
Oh, I love Banana Man, it's so good.
I love Banana Man as well. Okay, chaps, let's talk comic books. Let's have a look at some books that we've been reading. We're going to start off with the book that we're asked to read by Off Our Shelves, Chris. Beasts of Burden. Now, I got the trade paperback for this, and it contained, I think, I lost count, about 7 or 8 different little mini stories.
Did you read them all?
I did. I blasted through them all. Interesting book. Not what I expected. I'm going to come to Andy in a second, but I have to say, I thought the artwork was phenomenal. Loved it. For those of you that haven't read this, like I say, I really didn't know what we're getting into because Chris has got a great choice, a great taste in books. What I wasn't anticipating was this being so up my street in terms of kind of ghosts, and we get everything. No, we get ghosts, goblins, witches, werewolves, killer rats, giant toad things that eat you.
That's just Glasgow.
And that's just Glasgow, yeah. Interestingly, naively, I can't remember when this came out, Andy. So on Google, when this first was released, I kind of gave a lot of praise to Beneath the Trees, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit.
2010, I think it was.
2000, yeah. So I gave a lot of praise to Beneath the Trees because it felt so fresh and so new. And yes, we'd had Stray Dogs and all the rest of it, but I'd never really saw or read anything about animals being in these kind of positions. And I thought it was new and unique, but that's just because I haven't read anything before. So this came as a total surprise to us, thinking this was years ago, before Beneath the Trees and everything, you know?
It's an interesting point you make, because it's actually something that I considered as well. Do you think you'd have looked at Stray Dogs differently?
Yeah,
if you'd have read this previously? Because
Stray Dogs for me was like something totally unique and
something
fresh.
New.
And
yeah.
I hadn't anticipated, I knew nothing about this series, so yeah, it felt new.
So what's better, Stray Dogs or this?
I still love Stray Dogs. Stray Dogs, from an emotional point of view, that first series it goes downhill rapidly after that. But that first series is just phenomenal. But I did enjoy this. This plays to my reading kind of preferences, which is very short, snappy stories.
Yeah.
Like an anthology kind of tale. I loved all the different characters in it. I thought it was just fun. I loved every story, really. What about yourself, Andy? What did you think of this?
Yeah, well, whenever I started it, the first thing that sort of struck me was how lovely the artwork was. Jill Thompson, sort of watercolor type artwork. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. Then a very quick, so I didn't realize this was kind of just a bunch of kind of like a one shot anthology that sort of connected in some form or fashion. And as soon as I see, so I have a beagle puppy, well, she's 3. And as soon as I seen there was a beagle in this, I messaged Peter and I said, see if the beagle dies, I am going to riot. Luckily, the beagle survives. But I just thought this felt fresh to me, even though I'd read Stray Dogs and I was fully aware of what it was. All the sort of animals you were instantly invested in, and they sort of formed this sort of occult detective squad almost. And it mixed sort of elements of horror and mystery, but I think underlying in I think I read the 4 issues, I think that's what, and then there was a one shot at the end that I'd read as well. I think the underlying was the fact that it was kind of a heartfelt. So I think just because they'd used, the dogs in the way that they did, every one of them sort of pulled on the heartstrings in some way, and even you felt sorry for the evil cat. A few instances as well. I just thought it was lovely. I think, as far as I'm aware, this won like an Eisner Award as well. And I take my hat off to off my shelves for recommending it. And it's these sorts of books that I want to read more of, because I definitely would never have touched this if it wasn't for this show. And I'm so glad that I did read it.
So I'm absolutely the same. And I've decided I want to read on. I'm gonna find the rest of the trade paperbacks for this. Did you read? I'm sorry, I don't know where in the story Andy kind of got to. Did you read the one about the dog who's lost her pups?
No, I read The Cursed, which was the one about the haunted doghouse. Then there was The Unfamiliar about the cat. Then there was The Stray, which was the ghost of the lost dog, which was crazy emotional. And then Let Sleeping Dogs Die was the last one that I read.
Yeah, so it goes on from that, and you get more into the lore of it, of the kind of the big dog that comes to see them and stuff like that. And but there's one issue in particular that just broke my heart about a dog who, and it's brutal, absolutely brutal, where basically someone's been going around killing stray dogs and things like that in the neighborhood and has drowned their puppies, and the kid gets his comeuppance at the end, I have to say, but it's just really, really cool, really cool. I loved it. Yeah, I will read on. It's a bit kind of off the wall. Things happen and you think, what in the heck, like giant frogs and stuff like that at one point. But yeah, really cool. Kev's asking who the publisher is. It's Dark Horse, Kev.
Yeah, Dark Horse.
Yeah. It's an older story. I don't think it's currently out. I don't think there's like an ongoing series that I'm aware of.
No, not that I'm aware of. I think when you're going into this book, you definitely need to take it as a standalone set of stories, as opposed to linking it in with anything that you've read before. Just go in with an open mind, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Lots of people in the chat. Fuzzy saying WA3 by Grant Morrison is another about animals. It's supposed to be fantastic. I'll check that one out. I've not seen that one. The very first story was from 2003. Wow. That's a long time ago. The Omnibus, Terry's recommending. It's cheaper than buying all the minis. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Chris, gonna have to rewind now. We're just saying, Chris, we loved it. Absolutely loved it. Great stories. Stunning artwork. And I don't know what you were like, Andy, but and each of the dogs has got all of the characters, have got a distinct personality. And
Absolutely.
I like have you read the werewolf one yet, then?
No.
Okay,
I only done the first 4 issues for Animal Rights. That's the only ones.
Okay, so I read on. There's an issue fairly early on about a werewolf, which is just heartbreaking as well. Okay, guys, so that is Beasts of Burn, Animal Rights. Absolutely superb little series. Recommend you check it out. I will be reading on. I'll be getting the rest of them. What should we read next? Let one know in the comments. Give a couple of suggestions. We'll like to aim for a series of around about 4 to 6 issues or so, around about that kind of length. So give us some suggestions of stuff we should pick up next. Chris is saying it made me realise I love dogs way more than humans, and dogs that investigate the paranormal. Same, Same, Chris. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that the 4 issues that I read, I know there was more, but the 4 issues specifically in animal rights, then I think there was a one shot. That felt perfect for me because I think in previous we'd be like 10, 11, 12, and it felt like, you had to get to the end. Whereas I wanted more of this and I could have read on. So I'm on the lookout for a nice sort of hardback edition for this because I think this deserves to be in your collection just to pick up and read,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, guys, I'm just conscious of time, so let's chat a little bit about the Rusty Spec deck. We have got a Wonder Man MCU series coming up. Whether it's really that linked to the comic book character, I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds like they're going to try and follow some of the Simon Williams beats. Are you very familiar with Wonder Man, Andy? Is it a character you've read much of?
No, apart from having like the first issue and stuff like that, the first appearance and things like that, I don't really know the character much. Would it? You're obviously a bit of an encyclopedia when it comes to these sorts of things. What would you say?
But Wonder Man's a hard one because he's so bloody complicated. It first appeared back in very, very early issues of Avengers, always being kind of a love interest, or has been a love interest of Wanda Maximoff for a while. We'll talk about it in a bit, but his brain patterns were copied, and it's the vision is based on Wonder Man's personality.
Okay.
Later on, he became a creature of just pure ionic energy. At one point, Wanda kind of, because he died, like most characters, he dies lots of times. Wanda kind of brought him back and created him. He went, what you call it? Pacifist. I don't know if he still is a pacifist in the Marvel universe, where he refused to fight and stuff. Mm-hmm. But the most interesting period, I think, for Wonder Man was when he was hanging around with Hank, the Beast, and he was pushing his acting career. So he was quite a fun character because he's a soap star kind of thing, Hollywood actor, and that was quite entertaining. But we've got, like I say, a mini-series coming out. Fuzzy's right, they've been talking about this for ages. It's one of those ones that's been mentioned for a long time, but whether
what route do you think they'll go down then for the show then?
So it sounds really weird. I don't know that don't shoot us, Fuzzy. I don't know that they've necessarily learned from She-Hulk. I think they're going to slightly off kilter. They are going to base it very much on a Hollywood kind of. So we've got, I think, what you call him, Ed. Someone remind us in the chat what it's called. Is it Ed Neal? Ed Neal playing his agent and things like that. I think they're going down the failed actor type kind of route.
Is it like She-Hulk type vibes?
Yeah.
She-Hulk type vibes,
what his powers and things are going to be, I haven't got a clue. We'll just have to see. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's have a look. Couple of oh, there we go. Ben Kingsley's going to be back in it as well. I quite like him as in the MCU. Couple of big key books. First ever appearance of Wonder Man is all the way back in Avengers issue number 9. Bit of a classic cover. You can still get that, I think, for a reasonable price. It is the first appearance and the death of Wonder Man, but he later gets resurrected. Yeah, it's a good one. I've had this one. I don't know if I've still got it. I might have sold this one on, but it is quite a nice little key if you can get it. Those early Avengers books, those first 10 Avengers books, are nice to get in any grade if you can get them.
Yeah, I didn't realise that it was such a high price for a high grade. And I'm always unsure what they're considering high grade. Are they talking about 9.4 and above? Is that?
No, I think for these older books it's above 5 or 6. I think don't quote us on that. I do think it's the grade older books on a slightly different level. You can get a higher grade on an older book because of the age, I guess.
The age of it, yeah.
Next, we've got Avengers 52, which is the first introduction of a character called the Grim Reaper, who's Simon's brother. Have you heard of the Grim Reaper? Legion of the Doomed and things like that?
Yeah.
Massive scythe for a hand. Horrific costume. Purple and green. It just looks bloody awful, doesn't it?
I love that yellow cover, though. Those yellow covers are just amazing. I'd get this book more because Black Panther joins the Avengers. Obviously, I'm a big Black Panther fan. I love this book.
Yeah. Rumoured that he's going to appear in the miniseries. I kind of see them doing the whole scythe on his hand kind of thing. But yeah, again, nice if he does. And again, you can get that at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Avengers 58. This is the kind of the first time when we hear that the Vision has got Simon's brain patterns, which are kind of used to to inhabit Vision's brain, I guess you would say. And it's got that classic panel, as it says there. You know, you'll have seen the image of Vision crying. Even androids can cry. Awful cover, that, I think. Not a fan
Do
of
you
that
think
one.
so?
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
I'm a fan of that.
I actually I quite like that. Obviously, with the image in the background as well. But again, this would be. I think I have this in my collection somewhere, and it's because of the Black Panther connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the cover on this book. It gives me sort of almost like those Disney, the Disney homages and stuff like that. Has this been a Disney homage before?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've then got Marvel Premiere 55, which is the kind of the first solo outing of Wonder Man. That's the costume I recognise him most as when I was reading a lot of Marvel comics back in the day. That's the kind of version of Simon Williams I remember, with the red kind of jacket on.
Yeah.
Nice, reasonable price. First kind of solo outing, and then you got a couple of first issues. I love
That's the
that
one I have.
cover.
This is my favourite cover. I love
that cover.
Yeah.
Wonder Man #1, again with the classic red jacket. Absolutely love that cover.
Sienkiewicz as well.
Yeah,
cover.
just beautiful art. And then that's the origin of Wonder Man. Wonder Man 1 on the other side there is the series that I remember reading most regularly, which was the one where he's in Hollywood and things like that. There you go. Ed Harris is going to portray his agent in the show. That's also the kind of the classic, more modern Wonder Man costume with a big W on the front and the belt with the kind of the rockets on it so he can fly and things like that. After this, like I say, he goes from being unless he's changed back, I don't know, but he goes from being a physical character to this creature made just of pure kind of bubbling ionic energy.
This was the issue that was going through the roof in the aftermarket whenever they announced that the show was coming up and stuff like that. But a lot of the time you need to check to see if the poster's inside. You see that Wonder Man #1. So always check that if you're picking this book up.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It is a nice one. I don't think I've got either of those. I want I'd like both of them just because I think they're nice. And I wanted to mention this. This is a bit of a random one. This doesn't even feature on Key Collector. So this is just my
It's hot off the press.
This is my madness. Going crackers. This is from the original Guardians of the Galaxy series, issue number 17. Don't know if you read this. Did you read the original Guardians?
No.
This is my version of the Guardians. The kind of the later books, the bigger Marvel cosmic kind of crossover events is what they based the movies on, with Star-Lord and all that kind of stuff. This is the version I remember and enjoyed more. One of my favourite characters of all time on the cover there, holding Cap's shield, Van Sastrovic, Marvel Boy, in his containment suit. So yeah, great story. This is a couple, I think it was a two-parter, where they go back to Earth. And you see those characters on the side there, punished. This is set thousands and thousands of years in the future. But the guy there with the green shades on is a character called Hollywood. And they take ages, I think it's about 10, 15 years, I can't remember, a long time before the kind of the reveal that that's actually Simon Williams' Wonder Man, who's lived for thousands and thousands of years.
Okay.
He then, he was really popular and he gets his own series and things, and a couple of one-shots and things like that. But just again, really cool character. So I don't think they're going to go down this line, but if you're a fan of the character Wonder Man, this is a nice tip of the hat. This is basically, this series, Andy, if you go back and check it, it's kind of come back into favour because this is the series that gave you things like a Cosmic Ghost Rider, which has now been redone as Frank Castle and stuff, you know?
Yeah. I think the artwork in this is just absolute class. What would this be? This is like, what, 88, 90?
80s, 90s, yeah. 90s.
Yeah, this is just
you get a cool
stuff.
race of characters called the Stark, who are basically an alien race who've stolen Tony Stark's technology and are all kind of changed by that. Yeah, Silver Surfer with the quantum bands appears in this, called the Keeper, I think he's called. Yeah, just
that image in the right hand side actually reminds me of all of us at Thought Bubble and the Weatherspoons.
Absolutely. But yeah, great series. Recommend you just check out Guardians of the Galaxy. It's very, very cool. Chris, look at that splash page, so stylish. Yeah, that's proper comic art. Love it. We've not had many things in the chat about books to read. Let us know, guys, what you think we should read next. Any suggestions would be much appreciated. Pull list. Andy, got a lot of books. A lot of books.
We do. We need to remember we're going for quality over quantity here, but these have been absolute quality as far as I'm concerned. So we've got Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees. We've got Exquisite Corpses, No Man's Land, which we had the pleasure of reading last show. We have Escape, and then we have Everything Dead and Dying so far. Thoughts?
Yeah, some good ones there. We are at some point going to have to start thinning this down. If I had to pick one to drop now, because I think we shouldn't go beyond 6 books, or else we're never going to...
Literally, as I was looking at the screen, I was going, that's going to be really helpful when I'm putting this slide together.
Yeah.
So let's do 6.
6 books. So if I had to pick one now at this point to drop, it's probably Exquisite Corpses.
Yeah. I'm the same.
Yeah, Fuzzy's straight in. Exquisite Corpses. Connie, I'm reading spooky books. I'm currently reading... Witches. I like that.
Witches is great.
Yeah. As a palate cleanser, seeing as we'll never get volume 2 at this rate. So I wrote something spooky. Actually, we're going to be in October, so we could do with some horror, scary books. Give us some scary stories. Andrew's mentioning Ghost in a Shell. I need to check that out, Andrew, and find out how easy it would be to read a condensed version of it or something, because I would like to read that at some point.
So you want to read some scary books to have one good scare? Is that what you're saying, Peter?
Oh, I see what you did there. Well done. I like that. Yeah. Give us a suggestion of a horror book or a scary book that you think would be good for it to go and read. Like I say, 4 or 5 issues, something like that. Anyway, we've got a couple of books to cover tonight, and we are going to start off with Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, Rites of Spring, issue number 3. Andy, I'm going to start with you. What do you think?
Issue number 3 certainly continues in the same path. There's nothing kind of a new or shocking in this issue as far as I was concerned.
Oh, you're so wrong. You are so wrong. We're going to now.
Listen, hear me out. Do you want me to go first, Peter? Do you want to go first?
I wanted you to go first with a sensible opinion.
I wanted you to go
madness.
first and say what I was thinking.
Exactly.
And agree with me. Oh my goodness. No, it gives us a sort of deeper glimpse into Sam's past as a serial killer. The sort of relationships that he's built up, and it gives us a really good insight into his relationship that he has with his parents, or once had with his parents, spoiler, and how he kind of has almost formed his own set of or her own set of rules to a certain extent, and has created this sort of view of the world that there seems to be an underlying reason why they are the way that they are, but it doesn't quite. I didn't quite understand what that was. I just seen what the results of the actions were, which again builds up the tension and makes it even more intriguing for me. And as another reason, it's like you want to find out why this person is the way that they are and why are they doing this? What is the reasons for it? I think this issue continued to ask a lot more questions, and it's certainly at the point now after 3 issues that it's outnumbering the number of answers that I'm getting.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just, I'm going to dive into another issue and then another issue because I'm seeking those answers. And just as the character is seeking the truth for the killing of our brother, we're kind of reading this to find out, well, what's the truth behind Sam? And we want to find that out. We want to establish that. I just love the way in this particular issue that she kind of rationalizes the dark side of her beliefs and the way that she acts under this guise of control. Everything's very strategic and methodical in the way that she does things. I thought this was a great issue. I thought it was fantastic. But I think my only concern at this point is I've got a lot more questions than I'm getting answers at the moment.
Yeah. So I like you, I'm still struggling to understand what her end game is here in terms of she's shown the duck lady around and stuff. I'm trying to work out what's going on there. I loved this issue. Absolutely loved it. And probably it's because it upset us and it made us question myself in some ways. And what I mean by that is this for me is very similar to Dexter. We're reading or watching a character do horrific things, but I'm even though they're doing horrific things, more so Dexter mind, even though they're doing horrific things, I kind of still like them and I feel for them. And
Got a little
stuff
bit
like
of
that.
empathy because you
Yeah.
don't quite understand why they're doing it. There must be a reason. You're rationalising it in your head.
Exactly, yeah. So even though Sam in the first series was so kill random people, I was still on her side when she was being kind of hunted, and I wanted the other person to get the comeuppance because Sam's my hero. This issue completely flipped that. So the scene, and spoilers, guys, the scene at the dinner table with our parents.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of thought, nah, this person's nuts.
Psycho. Yeah,
And I lost that warm fuzzy feeling for her, that empathy for her. And I just thought, you're a stone cold psychopath. Because that scene was just the pain in the parents' eyes. Do you know what I mean?
This issue is absolutely the most brutal. And considering what we've seen in previous issues in the first volume, this is the most brutal issue. That there was pages that I was bringing up, and I was just like, "Wow, this is crazy." Do you know what I mean? I found it really interesting that again, because someone was stopping her from following her path and her strategy, and she has everything planned out, but it wasn't following her plan. She was just like, "Well, rather than change my plan, I'm just going to take them out completely."
Yeah.
I was just like, what? Okay.
It was. Yeah, I loved it. Pull list. Are you keeping it on?
Without a doubt, 100%. I have to. I'm so intrigued.
Edvic was just saying he was worried about Patrick doing a second arc. I was as well, Ed, particularly after the book he did in between arcs. Fuzzy Reminders. It was a one shot about like an arena battle, and it was cack. So I thought, oh God, is he a one-trick pony? But no, this was superb. I love the pace and the art and the characters. Yeah, me too. I love the art style. Dan tried to hit him up to see if he would do some commissions at Thought Bubble, but he's not up to it. Apparently, he's not keen on doing it, which is a massive shame because I'd love to get a sketch. That's it, Fuzzy. Thank you. Free for all.
I wonder if he'll do like a remark.
A remark,
like
quick remark.
Simple remark would be cool.
Yeah. Just in regards to the book, The Crow, I don't think I've ever read the original Crow. Have you read it?
No, no. Let's
do The Crow, because there's only about 4 issues, I think. I think it's a small one. We'll do The Crow. Andrew is saying that the original Ghost in the Shell is easy printed as a single graphic novel. Let's do that in November. So we'll do another horror one for October after The Crow, and then November we'll read original Ghost in the Shell, because I fancy reading that. Just give it a go. It's one graphic novel. Yeah. Okie dokie. Free For All was great. It wasn't like that. It wasn't, Dan. I didn't think it was good. I personally didn't enjoy it. Moving on. The Twilight Zone. So this is a one that me and Andy talked about a little while ago. I'm a big fan of the original Twilight Zone series. This is an anthology series with each issue being written by a different writer. This first issue is about a guy, a multimillionaire who's got stomach cancer, who wants to be immortal. So he's decided he wants to live forever, and he's been putting a lot of money into research to try and make that happen. And in typical Twilight Zone fashion, as the story progresses, you see how that doesn't quite work out how he wants it to work out. Overall thoughts. I loved the black and white style of it. I really enjoyed the story. Not quite sure the art was for me. I thought the art was a bit weird. But I did enjoy this. I read earlier in the week, Andy, I read Tales from the Crypt.
Okay.
Issue number 1. And they've crammed 2 stories into that first issue. And I think that did them a disservice. It should have been like this. One issue is enough to give you a proper taste of the story, you know? Yeah. Fuzzy saying, is each issue a different writer? I thought I'd read that, Fuzzy. Maybe I didn't. I thought this had some big name writers attached to it. Maybe I made that up.
I thought it was just Dan Waters that was doing.
Oh, I might have made that up then. I saw something advertised recently, and it had like James Tinian on an issue, and then it had somebody else on an issue. Maybe it's not this.
Yeah. Not sure.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this. Will I read the next issue? I think I probably will. What about you?
Yeah, no, this was just a kind of almost like a wild card book, because I think we were anticipating we were only going to get the opportunity to read the books that we'd actually planned to. So I kind of like say, well, let's have a go at this. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty good. It was a decent effort. I loved the sort of black and white aesthetic to this. I actually quite enjoyed the artwork. I thought there was some of the panels that were really kind of that kind of a eerie Indiana, Twilight Zone feel about them. I thought the story was good. I thought it was sort of had that undercurrent of it was kind of it was trying to say something in between the lines. If you read in between the lines, that people becoming frozen like statues and replaced by featureless versions of themselves. That was the blanks, effectively. And I thought that was a kind of a cool concept. I think the fact that this is kind of the kind of a one-shots and an anthology will help this, because you can kind of just read it, enjoy it, and dump it, and you don't need to think too much about it. I think it was a decent effort. I just think that because it's an anthology and it's one-shots, that it doesn't lend to sort of allowing the characters to develop.
Yeah.
So I'd have liked to have known a little bit more about some of these characters, and I don't know if that's going to necessarily happen in issue 2 and 3 and onwards. So I think for me, I'm one and done. I think for me, I probably wouldn't put it on the pull list. And it didn't intrigue me enough to sort of go, okay, well, what's issue 2? Especially because it's not going to be a running series. It's just going to be a one and done issue.
Fair enough. Some cracking covers as well, mind.
Great covers, yeah. I really liked the covers, yeah. Especially like the one, the bottom right, I think was like by Danny. It's a 1 in 50, I think.
Something like that.
Really liked it.
Yeah. I will, if there's more from this, I will read them, but yeah, I'll not put it on the pull list, but I will pick them up myself.
It's only 5 issues as well, so it's like,
Yeah. Then we've got this. This is Viking Moon. This is a book that I talked with Efren about a little while ago. Pretty straightforward synopsis of basically Vikings land on a new island, new place, and get attacked by werewolves. Art in this is my style of art. I really like that. Again, some really, really cool covers. I love that bottom one with the werewolf's hand and the Viking standing. Just really, really nice. This was good fun. I enjoyed this. I thought the artwork, as I've said, was great. It intrigued us enough. I will be reading on with this one. Just a great concept. I like these historical kind of... Do you know what I mean?
Vikings and werewolves, Peter, it does what it says in the tin, and that's what intrigued me to this. Again, the colours, as you say, are fantastic, and I guess that's what drew me in as well. I thought this was decent, but I don't know. It's just almost like it was a wee bit cliche to me. It's like it's been done. It's like you've got the big legendary beast, and I don't know where this story can go to make it more than what I think I already know in the first issue.
It won't. For me, you're absolutely right. This is not a beneath the trees. This is not going to make you think each episode. It's going to be werewolves fighting Vikings. Do you know what I mean? And for me, there's a place for that simple, straightforward story in my reading kind of repertoire. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I couldn't read 10 issues that are all thinking books. This I flicked through quite quickly, to be honest, and just enjoyed the art and enjoyed the fighting.
I think the art would be the thing that would keep me reading on. I mean, it's another 5-issue run, but I just don't know how much of Vikings and werewolves fighting each other that I need, other than 1 or 2 issues. Like by issue 5, I'm like, okay, well, unless there's an underlying story there, then I'm not entirely sure if I need to read it. I'm probably going to read it, but I definitely wouldn't be putting it on our pull list. I don't think it's up there.
Yeah. Just speaking of Vikings, and that art style reminds me of it a little bit. There's a superb run, I think it's by Garth Ennis, of Thor Vikings. Have you read that?
Oh, that's the Glenn Fabry artwork. Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
I've got 5. I think that's 5 issues as well. It's superb. Yeah,
it's phenomenal. Yeah. And like proper gruesome as well, which surprises when I read it. Thor's wrists being snapped and stuff like that. And, So I agree with Andy. Not on the pull list for this show, but I will probably read on. This will be a one that I give a couple of issues, and if it's not blown us away, it'll probably just drop out of me memory. I'll not actively not buy it. I'll just forget about it, I would have thought. But I'll give it a go. Hopefully it entertains. Then we've got Skin Breakers by Robert Kirkman and David Finch art. Yeah. Andy, what did you think?
So obviously a huge amount of hype about this book. Robert Kirkman, David Finch. First of all, the visually, it's a lot to take in. It's beautiful in its madness. It's dense. The small details in the artwork for me got lost a lot of the time in the background. And it almost felt like a lot of it was kind of overloading the page, which was kind of a distracting in a lot of the instances. But it was helped because there wasn't a lot of dialogue in this book.
Yeah. So
it was more like an art book, and you can almost tell your own story in your head just by looking at the pictures and what was going on. I did enjoy this book. I just don't know if it blew me away yet. It was kind of like the best way I can sum it up, and this might sell it for you and it might not, but it was Avatar meets World of Warcraft. That was what it was for me. And it had all those sort of cliches is probably the wrong word for it, but I think the big thing that I thought was cool was the whole skin breaker element of it, where that you had to be a rite of passage, and they used the big sword that shone in the light, and if the kid lost its skin, then that would become a skin breaker, and they'd be evolved effectively. I thought that was a cool concept of it, but I'm interested to read on with this one just to see what the dynamic is between each of those characters. It's almost like a battle to become the chief, and I'm more interested in that than anything else. What about you?
So I'm exactly the same. I would say the first 3 or 4 pages of it in particular, or double pages of it, I enjoyed the art, but it was a lot for the eyes, but it all felt very orange, and I don't know if that's just the style of the book. I don't know, it was a bit strange. I loved the skin breaker bit, like you said, but I absolutely agree, there's nothing new in this first issue. I feel like it's a tale I've seen 100 times.
Yeah.
Tribesman, chieftain getting a bit old. Oh, there's going to be a bit of a fight for who takes over from him. There's a goodie in the baddie. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of how. That said, being miserable there, I still did enjoy it. I enjoyed the story. I did enjoy the artwork. Got a lot of faith in Robert Kirkman. He's written some of my favourite books, so I will definitely read on with this, because I think the thing I'm reflecting on is, if I think back to when I first started reading, say, Invincible as an example, Invincible didn't feel like it was cohesive and gathering steam until maybe 10 issues into it or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't.
No, absolutely. I'm bordering on maybe putting this on the pull list, if I'm honest, just to see what the second issue is like, because this issue had a lot of setup in it. There was a huge amount of characters that were introduced, and I don't feel as if we got to know them. So if maybe issue 2, 3, and 4 goes into a little bit of a backstory in those guys, then maybe I'll have a more of a relationship. But yeah, it's very familiar. It's like your age leader. You've got that reluctant heir to the throne type story, which seems to, as you say, it feels like you've read it before.
Yeah, I'll read it. We'll put it on the pull list then. I'm happy to put it on the pull list.
Let's put it on the pull list. I mean, it sounds to me like maybe 1 or 2 might be coming off anyway. So yeah, I'm happy to put it on the pull list.
Yeah. Fuzzy's saying the complete book is finished, so it shouldn't be any delays, which is nice. Absolutely.
It's 8 issues, I think, this one as well.
Oh, okay. A redhead mourning an orange book. I'm stunned. Yeah. Is it Battle Beast with people? That's what I expected from it. It's got more to it. I'm a fan of Battle Beast, Fuzzy, but it's very simple in its execution. This is more than Battle Beast, I would say. This has got more of a story and a narrative to it.
Yeah.
Walking Dead and Invincible are simple concepts, but Kirkman builds on his characters. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
That's what I'm hoping for with this.
Yeah. Tom King has the habit of instigating his life in a story, and it takes me out of the story. I have 3 HT runs, but I didn't touch that one. Okay. Tom King's... I think you might be talking about something else in the chat. Sorry, he's talking about Dan. Nice to see you, RFI. I hope you're well, bud. Good stuff. Oblivion Song. I've never read it. I've got a load of the issue ones, but I've never read Oblivion. You read Oblivion Song?
I read Oblivion Song, and it is a fabulous, fabulous story. I actually got it when it came out, every single issue of it. It's superb.
That's maybe the one forward to revisit. I'd like to read that one. Then we've got Escape issue number 2. We read issue 1 of this a little while ago, and we were absolutely blown away by it. This is probably one of the best first issues I've ever read. Then issue 2's come out. Issue 2 threw me. So still absolutely love the artwork. Still loving the story. But we're kind of switched from a very intense, high-octane World War, whatever it is, story in issue 1 to just a really sweet love story in this one. It is bookended with some action, but just a very kind of almost like a, I don't know, 60s America kind of love story. Do you know what I mean? And it threw us. I wasn't anticipating that. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, because I did absolutely enjoy it, but I couldn't help think, this is nice, but I want you back over there. I want to see what's happening with you blowing up the big gun kind of thing. The art in this is phenomenal, I have to say. Absolutely phenomenal. The character work by Rick is stunning. By the end of it, I fell in love with his wife, and, this is most definitely still on my pull list, because I think this is a cracking little story. Like I say, strange for me, change of pace so early into it, but I can't say I didn't like it. I did enjoy it. What about yourself?
I was so looking forward to hearing what you had to say, because I wasn't 100% sure what were you think of this issue. This was my favourite issue of the week, or of the fortnight, however you want to look at it. I thought this was damn near perfect. As you say, it switches from the battle of issue number 1 to that sort of introspection of him sort of looking back in his life and where he's at. And you almost feel like this is less about a war story, and it's more like almost his redemption. You know, this mission that he's on is like a sort of opportunity for him to answer some of those demons that he seems to have because of what's happened with his wife and stuff like that. I just thought it was lovely. I thought it was great. I thought the storytelling was so sweet and superb. The artwork was fabulous. It really complemented it. And I just really started to care for the character Milton. You know, like everybody, he's kind of just trying to survive, and he's almost like just trying to make things right to a certain extent. And this is his way of doing it. You know, I think this was, as I say, damn near perfect. I think if you're not picked this up, I would highly recommend you jump into it. It is absolutely fantastic.
Do we know how many issues this is? I can't remember.
I'm sure we asked the same question.
Yeah,
Somebody put it in the chat. I can't remember.
It's not an ongoing. It has got a start, finish, and end, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it's a huge one. Somebody in the chat will be able to do a quick Google and tell us. But yeah, the more issues, the better for me. I just think it's absolutely fantastic.
I think this is going to be one of those books that by the end of it, bit like the first series of Beneath the Trees, by the end of it, I'm going to want this in a nice hardback to sit on the shelf behind us. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a keeper. Definitely staying on the pull
100%, without doubt. Yeah,
absolutely love it. And then we've got Thought Bubble ramping up. Andy, tell me a little bit about this.
Was that all the reviews done?
That was all the reviews. We were blasted through, man. We blasted
My
through.
goodness.
We are lean, mean reviewing machines. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yes, I don't know about that, but yeah. Listen, if every fortnight can have comics that we've reviewed like that, then I'll be quite happy to read 5 or 6 reviews. I don't know what everybody in the chat thinks, if they're happy to listen to us go on about books, but let us know. But I enjoyed that if nobody else did, to be honest with you. Yes, so Thought Bubble, 15th and 16th of November. We've already mentioned it in a previous show, but they released a new, dare I say, wave, in inverted commas, of creators who are going to be joining. A lot that we've seen, some that we haven't seen before. And yes, I wanted to put this up just to see what you thought about some of the creators that are joining. The two that jumped out at me were John Patrick Green, Do you know what John Patrick Green has done?
So we've had this conversation before, haven't we? And I, I, I cannot sometimes put the names to the books and things.
Sure.
So,
So
Simon
do you know
Bisley, I know straight away. But
So
John Patrick Green, I don't.
Simon Bisley, yeah, I definitely spotted Simon's name on it. But John Patrick Green does Investigators, the sort of kids book
Oh,
that
okay.
you always get free comic book day all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
The only reason that I spot it is because both my daughters absolutely love it. So I'm hoping to meet John and get something signed for them, and might get him to do a wee sketch or a wee remark or something like that. And then the other person was Sarah Greeley, who done, again, it's like kids versions of books, and she would have done Minecraft. So she done like the first comic adaptation of Minecraft as well. But then you've got your usual, suspects. You've got, Charlie Adler, you've got Jock, you've got Ram V, Babs Tar, people that and Lee Garbett that we've met before and have been at the show before. Question for you and for the chat as well: do you expect for another wave of creators to be announced, or do you think this is it?
Do you know what? I don't know, but I don't know that I'm that worried anymore. There's some nice ones already being announced. Simon Bisley's a new one. My fear with this is there's a lot of good names there, so it's how many books I'm carrying around on my shoulder for signatures and stuff.
Yeah.
Charlie's always there, and he's always lovely. ABZ saying he'll be probably doing a lot of Walking Dead quick sketches. He always does a couple of sessions, ABZ, where he just does sketches for anybody and anything you want. You can get him to do anything. So he's done me a Daredevil before. He's done as a zombie. He's done as an Optimus Prime. Wasn't very happy about that. But he's done all kinds of stuff. So he's always doing plenty of stuff. Simon Bisley, for me, out of that lot, is the pull. I know you're a big Jock man. Jock's nice to see. He's always there. Lee Garbett, remind us who Lee Garbett is again?
I've actually got something to shoot. So Lee Garbett's done a lot of work with Jock, and he's also done a lot of 2000 AD stuff. But I'll show a quick. So I actually picked this up, which is some concept. It's like a print, nice. It's concept art that Jock has signed and Lee Garbett's signed. So he worked on this together. So I picked this up in a charity auction through eBay. But just whilst you mentioned Lee's work, but yeah, Lee's fantastic. He's done a lot of work with Jock, and I think he's been a few times to Thought Bubble. But I'm with you with this. It's almost like we all meet up there and we get catch up and stuff like that and see people we haven't seen for a while. But it's almost the same for the likes of myself going and meeting some of the creators and stuff like that. It's like because they're there and they're constantly there, and we've been there for the last 3, 4, 5 years. It's almost like catching up with them and going for a pint and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But I think anybody could have been going to Thought Bubble and we would have still rocked up to have a great evening.
I mean, it's the event now, the destination, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan's saying he's going to get his Lobo 1 signed and remarked. That'll be very cool. C4 Darkman, my mate's going to have a table. Let one know, drop us a line, mate, who he is and what he's going to be doing, and we'll feature him on the show. And maybe just promote him a little bit. I need to say, you are coming to Thought Bubble, Connie. Come on.
You have to, Connie. Mate, Connie is my... we go on a date when we go to Thought Bubble. We went for sushi the last time. So who am I going to go... I'm not going to go with Ed. No. Maybe I will. No, you have to go with Connie.
Ed'll be around the streets somewhere. He'll not be in the convention centre.
Try to sell these 2 tickets from last year.
I could... if you're looking for a date, I could lend you James for the night. Do you know what I mean? He could... I don't mind separating off for a little bit, and he could come and spend some time with you.
As if he would allow you to separate from him. Don't be silly. You know him by now.
We'll have to... Do you know what? We'll do this every frigging year. We need to sort out and book somewhere for food instead of we're just kind of doing it on the Saturday night and then just end up anyway.
Well, it's your birthday, so you decide.
Jesus. UK Comics and Collectibles Market Watch. We have got some... That's mental. But sorry, Andy, your show. You crack on.
No. It is mental. Again, I put this up here because I wasn't too sure if I was missing something or what I'd missed. Absolute Batman #1, cover A, first print, 19 bids, 46 quid.
I just don't get that. I don't understand comic prices anymore.
I don't get, like, even 46 quid for a 9.8 graded one for me would be like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the limit. I didn't know if this was like a double cover, if it'd been signed, or if there was something special about it. Somebody tell me in the chat if I'm missing something on this book. But for me, I was under the impression this was printed through the nose.
Billions.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
I've
it's
got, because well, not just that cover, like, it depends what the different prices are. I've got maybe 10 copies of Batman, Absolute Batman 1 with different artists. Yeah. Fuzzy saying, is that not a 1-to-1 sized one? I don't know what that means, Fuzzy.
no, I think no, like a print. What do you mean?
I don't know, Fuzzy.
No, or a poster or something. Actually, no, I think is that not like a shot box just behind it that it's sort of leaning against?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm not too sure. But yeah, I just thought that was more money than I thought it was worth, to be honest with you. Next up was one that I thought you would
Yeah, I
appreciate.
like that.
Transformers Marvel UK Vintage Comic Collection. Went for 186 quid, 18 bids. And the one that jumped out at me was obviously the first appearance of Death's Head, which you can see in the third picture in the middle there. I don't think that's a terrible price for what you're getting there. Now, obviously, the condition is questionable, but
No, I don't think it's a bad price. You've got some nice books in there. Like you say, the first appearance of Death's Head and issue number 1 there. It hasn't got the transfers by the looks of it. But it's still a nice one to get. I've often wondered, because my first real experiences with comic books was these UK Transformers ones, and also Thundercats, the original
yeah.
kind of comic book
Yeah.
of that size. I've often fancied trying to collect them all and then putting them into... I know Chris, if he's still in the chat from Off My Shelves, has had books kind of bound professionally. And I've thought that might be quite nice to get them bound in some way, so you've got all of the original comics, you know? Because let's be honest, I'm not keeping those ones for value. It's
No.
sentimental value, you know?
Yeah, get them bound, put them on the shelf, and they can collect more dust. Yeah, that
Exactly,
makes sense.
exactly. Well, yeah. Fuzzy's saying for the Absolute Batman, they've started selling them in jumbo sized. Okay.
Right, okay.
Oh, maybe that's what that is then. A Geek Big copy to go with his Geek Big chestage. I find this next one, Andy, very weird.
Questionable, I think, is the word that I was looking
yeah.
for. So, as far as I can see, it's obviously signed by Christopher Lloyd. But I also believe that's Michael J. Fox in the top right-hand side signature. I don't know what Michael J. Fox's signature looks like, but I'm assuming that's it. And this went 16 bids at 42 quid. Now, I didn't have a look to see, what other stuff was getting sold by this person, but that just seems a cracking deal if those two signatures are genuine.
But what slab is that? I don't recognise the slab. It seems
So is that
slabs.
not just one of those top loaders? It's not like a CGC slab or anything like that. It's just one of those things you can buy, like, and you put it in yourself to protect it.
So that's not slabbed, and that's
No.
got. I mean, we haven't looked. We need to look at the description stuff. But where's your? I'm very nervous these days about anything signed because of my past experiences.
Yeah. You've had a bad experience.
Yeah. So where's your authentication with that? I mean, a Christopher Lloyd signature for 42 quid. Christ, I would have broke my arm to buy that if I thought that was genuine.
Yeah,
That's a
because
stunner.
I know he was doing a signing at Northern Ireland Comic Con. I don't know how much it was to get a book signed or whatever, but yeah, I just thought that was a good price. As far as I can see, that isn't like unless somebody can tell. I think that's just like a top loader that you join together. So I don't think
the
it's
magnetic
like sealed.
ones. I've got a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just thought it was a good price if it's a genuine signature.
Ed's just saying cover A is between 30 and 40 quid.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I would have snapped that up for 40 odd quid, Andy. That's mad prices. Mad prices.
Next up, and another one I thought you would appreciate, vintage 1980s Thundercats action figure toy bundle. I don't know how many's there, but I don't think I need to know because it was £996, 8 for those. Is that a good deal, Peter? You're closer to this side of the world than I am.
It depends on the quality of some of the figures. So by the looks of it, my beady little eye. So with Thundercat figures, what you're looking for, the money figures in terms of either carded or loose, but with accessories, is Jarga, and I can see him in the back there. Why he's not in the front, I don't know, but he's your big money figure. and then Bengal, who's the white tiger, with his blue hammer. So those two figures are the ones that you've got a lot of money on. But also the driller in the back, the pink one, he's quite a pricey figure as well. Jarga, if you've got him with all of his accessories and things like that, can go for 300, 400, 500 quid. He's a pricey figure. So I guess it just depends on the quality of the figures. I had a carded Bengal and a carded Jarga, which I picked up in Blackpool of all places years and years and years ago, and I sold them maybe 15, 20 years ago for an obscene amount of money.
Really?
Yeah.
I think this was a buy it now best offer, and as far as I understood, when I looked back and done a little bit of digging in it, I think it literally was up for no time at all when it was snapped up. So obviously someone's seen what the value is and just picked it up.
So I'm just seeing if I've got it with us. Where have I put them? Oh, they're over in the back. Remember, I got those Thundercat figure books.
Yes.
The kind of, I'm sure there's something special about that driller, the purple driller. I think there's a fault figure or something. Wouldn't surprise me if someone's clocked one of these kind of incredibly rare figures in that line and jumped straight in on it. Wouldn't
surprise me at all. But yeah, I just thought that was a really interesting one. Those are the sorts of things when I see them having sold, you're like, you wish you'd have. There must be people who have got these and they just check every single day, every minute of the day, just to see if anything comes up, have all their alerts set up and stuff like that. That'd be an interesting topic to discuss about, what alerts you have set up and what you're searching for and stuff like that for an eBay and auction sites and stuff.
ABZ saying it says it's signed by Michael J. Fox or Christopher Lloyd. Ambiguous description. Okay. Saying that sell for 996 really makes me realise that some people really aren't living within the same tax bracket as me. Right. And then we've got a Proton pack and wand. That looks interesting.
Real Ghostbusters Proton pack play set from 1984 and the Ghost Trap from 1989. All original by the looks of things. As far as I can tell, as far as I can see, it has all the accessories. Went for 208 quid. This again was just pure nostalgia. As soon as I seen it, I just remember not having it myself as a kid, but I remember my friends at school bringing it in, and you were running about the playground, playing Ghostbusters. Everybody done that, right? It wasn't just I love this. I think it's great. Is this something that you pick up or that you'd be interested in?
No, purely for a space, but those bigger play sets, you've got to be really I've got to be really cautious with. I've got my Castle Grayskull. I've often spotted things like Brave Stars, Town Scene and things like that, and it's like, I'd love them, but where do you physically put it?
Yeah.
And that set is really nice. I think that's a great price, 208 quid for all you get there.
Me too. Yeah.
But it's like, where would I put it? And am I connected enough to real Ghostbusters? I don't know. It is nice.
I would love, and I know you're going to hate me for this, Peter, but I would love to see Lego making a version of this.
Yeah. Just
to have it for display. I think that would be a fantastic build.
Fighting talk from Fuzzy. He's right.
Ghostbusters is overrated.
Yeah.
No. How dare you? I love Ghostbusters. Next up and last up, I think only 2 slides this time, was Captain Marvel issue number 1 from 1968. Obviously a key issue. I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the condition. The picture isn't that great, but this had 16 bids and it only went for just over 39 quid. This, for me, is pure regret. What am I missing here? And
that's nothing. So this is the modern comic world we live in. So this is the world in which, let's be truthful, absolute Batman number 1 with a print run of 4 billion gets 46 quid. Captain Marvel 1, 1968, 40 quid.
But look at the condition of it is absolutely superb, and you can't really see it that well, but the back cover as well in particular is absolutely lush, and I think that's the secret. And again, it's a good topic to talk about some other time, but when everybody is focusing on blind bags, that is the time for you to look elsewhere and get these sorts of books. Nothing against blind bags, but what's
I
going to
feel
hold its
attacked. I'm
value?
not going to lie. I feel attacked.
What's going to hold its value? I mean, 100 blind bags,
My
that's what,
100
300 quid?
Do you know what? I was talking to someone today. Someone very kindly bought my Mark Spears Wolfman sketch of us. And I've been chatting with him backwards and forwards because he was asking if I had any of the Mark Spears stuff. And I said, oh, I've got a bit of a problem. I can't remember what it was. I'll show you. I've bought 100 blind bags. And he said, oh, yeah, that's a lot. And then he said, mind you, he has bought 300 blind bags of the one I've bought 100 of. And then he's got 400 of the Dirty Krampus ones coming.
The Christmas ones?
Yeah.
Are you going to dive into the Christmas ones at all?
I'm
None of them?
no
You're
now.
not going to buy one?
I'll probably buy some. But yeah. It is. It's the interesting thing with the Mark Spears one is there's like 75 different covers, but I cannot find what covers there are. So it's like, how do you know if you've got something nice?
And so Mark Spears has a Discord channel. Now, I know that you don't like your technology and stuff like that, Peter. So I'll maybe show you how to do it at Thought Bubble. But it's definitely worth diving into Discord and going on to his channel, because that's where he reviews all the sort of specials and gives all the information. Connie's asking there, what the shit is a blind bag? Peter, explain. You've got 100 of them coming, so you explain.
Coming, it's exactly what it's a plastic bag, Connie, with a comic in it that you can't see what comic you're getting, and some of them have got very rare books in them. So it kind of started with Battle Beast #1 from a while ago, where they put some special comics in and didn't tell you what comics were going in there. So it's kind of just taken off and everything's got a blind bag now. Some of them are reasonable priced, some of them are mental. But this Mark Spears one has got 75 different variants in it, some of which are going to be very, very limited. And then he's also putting golden tickets in the bags as well, which will get you a one-of-one signed sketch cover. CGC grade book. Interestingly, I noticed this in a video. I'm going to talk about it when I do my blind bag video or whatever. Interestingly, the golden ticket is actually inside the comic, so it's not in the blind bag on top of the comic. So you're going to have to physically open every book up and shake it to make sure you haven't got a golden ticket, or else some plebs going to buy that, stick it in a poly bag, and then never look at it, not knowing that there's a gold ticket stuck in there.
But I don't know, Peter. I think that's part of the appeal to me, is that you would never. It's like the Willy Wonka situation. It's like you might never find it because somebody that doesn't open up their comics to read them. That's the reason why I put it in, so that you open it up and start reading it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, do you know? The whole blind bags. I was, don't get me started on eBay Live, but I was watching eBay Live the other day, and there was the Batman blind bags going for 40 quid a piece. And I went, wait, what am I missing here? And I literally just eBay searched for the Batman blind bags, and they're going for what, maybe 10, 12, 13 quid, but people were actively paying 40 quid on a stream.
So people are trying to. So the guy I've been talking to about the Mark Spears stuff, there's some gold covers in those Batman books, and they're like 1 in 1,000. So the guy I've been talking to won one of the gold covers from Slab Crusaders.
Was that who it was? Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, I'd seen that on
so
Facebook,
people are going mad trying to get a hold of them. eBay Live, me and Fuzzy been having a bit of a chat about the the joys of eBay Live. Anyway, moving on, chaps, moving on. Kickstarter. I just wanted to. Well, we'll do yours first, Andy. Then we'll go to mine, mate.
I don't think I have one.
Oh, I haven't got one. Okay.
No, I took mine off because I thought we would do yours. It would be better.
So there's a chap who we've talked about before called Lost Boy Comics, Elliot, who's doing a grand job of knocking out some commissioned covers for people like myself and Fuzzy and James Mack. And I've got some to show you when we'll kind of pickups at the end. But I just wanted to give him a bit of a shout out. He's got his own comic book called Hellbound out at the moment over on Kickstarter. Really reasonable priced. He sent me a copy of the Ashcan. I've had a quick look through. I have to say it is stunning. Really, really nice artwork. And it's got this, it's like silk cover thing going on here. Don't know what that's all about. But yeah, very, very nice. So I recommend you check that out. He's got this up on Kickstarter at the moment. As you can see, I've backed it, and he has met his pledge, so he will be getting the book made. But this is issue 3. But I think this is really reasonable, Andy. You can get lots of different, as you can with Kickstarter, loads of different kind of reward tiers and stuff like that. But the one I've gone for is tier 1, 15 quid, and you get all 3 issues. You know, so you get the full kind of story up till now for 15 quid, which I think is really, really cheap, to be honest. So yeah,
the one that jumped out at me, Peter, was I was thinking the way that Kevin done it, where he was doing like a sketch as well. Yeah. So that number 3 sketch cover, is that including the sketch on the cover? Or is that just the sketch cover?
I think it's including the sketch on the cover.
Because that's a crazy good deal. That would be one.
And his work, I'm going to show some off in a bit. His work is phenomenal. So I think there's only a few days left on this one, guys. So please do go support him. Local guy, you know, just a chap trying to get his comic book off the ground, just like Kev. When we're talking about Kev, it's a great book if you like your horror and stuff. His art's stunning. Please go and support him and get yourself a good comic book to read. So
is this the comic community, Peter? Is this what the comic community is?
Hashtag community.
My goodness, what's happened to us?
I know. Do you want to do your IG creator before we do some showing off of books?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So
why do I know this? Have we talked about this, or is Fuzzy
I sent you.
You sent us
I think Fuzzy is a fan of So this is Seaborn Inks, guy called Matthew, and I have been a follower of his for quite some time on IG. I probably don't need to describe his work. It is absolutely stunning.
I love it.
And it's funny because I showed Fuzzy some of the stuff, and he's a fan. You can actually see Fuzzy. I think you can see it there, followed by Fuzzy Dunlop _1. Go and follow Fuzzy. I went ahead and I bought a couple of sketch covers. Yes, which I have here. So
hang
on. In fact, I'll wait until we're doing our pickups and I'll show them. But some of his work is absolutely phenomenal. He's taking commissions, and his prices are very, very reasonable. I would highly recommend if you're looking to hit him up. He's going to be at Thought Bubble as well. I've just learned. Yes. Okay. So if you're in the line for getting any commissions or any sketches done, get in touch with them. As I say, it's very reasonable. His website, seaborninks.co.uk, has a number of original art pieces as well. Myself and Peter were looking at them last week, and I think he has a few sketch covers available, and he also has the fantastic original art. He did include, I won't show what I picked up, but he did include a couple of the sort of postcard prints of some of his artwork.
I love that creature. I love the creature one.
The work is superb, and this was the whole point of doing this sort of segment, was just to do a bit of a deep dive on artists and stuff like that you maybe not necessarily have heard of before, but probably deserve to get a lot more recognition. Yeah. You've just spoken about one, and this is another example. So yeah, definitely go and check out Seaborn_Inks, and let them know that Rusty Staples sent you.
Superb. Check him out. Loving the art. I will definitely be getting a few of his bits and bobs. Right. Shall we show off a few pickups? Do you want to go first?
Yep. Yeah. Do you
want us to make you big? I know you.
No, I don't like them. No. So I picked up some action figures. So this is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. It's the Jedi Temple Guard.
Oh yeah.
And I picked this bad boy up, but I had to buy 2. Because obviously they're temple guards and they're guarding the temple. You can't have one person guarding a temple. Come on,
natural.
So yeah, picked these up. They arrived, got them through Amazon, and I absolutely love them. They will be getting put on display. Okay, I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, guys. Kinder Surprise, Playmobil, DC characters. Now I don't like chocolate. I don't eat chocolate, but I wanted these.
Kinder chocolate, special chocolate.
So I believe. But my 2 daughters are absolutely loving the fact that Dad wants to buy these. They get the chocolate, and I get the action figures. So these are absolutely superb. I think there's like 12 to collect. and needless to say, we went through a lot of chocolate eggs to get them.
Well, you've whet Fuzzy's appetite. Is there a Mr. Freeze?
I think there is a Mr. Freeze. I'll need to have a look at the packaging to remind myself. But if there is, Fuzzy, I'll obviously send it on to you if I get one. Not a bother. Speaking, what? Save them all from land. But how dare you? Do you know what? Do you know what I've came to learn? Ed just doesn't like fun. Like, doesn't like fun. He buys tickets for events, doesn't go. He takes you around London, tells you how he doesn't like it, and then he's dissing my little plastic tat figures. How dare you? Anyway, speaking of more plastic tat, I'm down the rabbit hole of getting the Miles Morales Lego minifigures. So
the show is going so well.
I've got quite a few, and I'm going to get more. And just as a, because we like to share knowledge and FYIs and things like that, don't go just buying the packs and randomly picking them up. If you've got an iPhone or whatever other brand of phone you can get, download an app called Minifig Scan, and you can scan the boxes and it tells you which ones. So there's no more duplicates that you have to pick up. So I would highly recommend that if you're into your minifigures.
Cheating.
Listen, well, I bet you wish you had a scanner. You can scan the back of those blind bags.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so the two big boys that I picked up from Seaborn Inks from Matthew, I picked up this
Nice.
Hunt for Wolverine
Yeah, I like that.
sketch cover.
Yeah, I like that.
The line mark in this is clean. So.
See what you did there, Fuzzy. Yeah, I love that as well. Gunslinger Spawn. Yeah.
So we were talking about this the last show when I shared the screen and showed you, and I just went in and I said I have to pick this up. This is probably not doing it justice, but the line work and the detail in this is absolutely superb. Yeah, so thank you so much for that, Matthew. That's me.
Chris, I heard minifigures and I appeared like a green plume of smelly smoke. Nice to see you, Chris. So, Jesus. Let us make myself big.
No, never mind. Everybody wants to see my minifigures.
Don't want to see it. They want to see what I've got, which is He-Man. I spotted these on eBay. These are the He-Man mini comics that used to come with the action figures. Got a pile of them. So I've already got a load of them, but I got a pile of them. They came in an envelope, so I was a little bit upset about that. But reason I went for these, Andy, is I saw them for sale, and it's a bit like the Thundercat story, to be honest. I think you've got to know what you're looking at. So there was like tons of these books. These go for various prices, depends where you get them from, but on eBay, random. I got this entire lot for about 20 quid, 22 quid or something. Okay. I'm not going to go through them all, but there's absolutely tons of them. But what my beady little eyes spotted was the one kind of hidden in the back, which is this one, which is He-Man and the Power Sword, which is the first book put in with the He-Man action figure. Technically, the first ever comic book appearance of He-Man, and this is in cracking condition for a book of this age. It's got some issues.
Jealous.
I've been looking at these for ages. They actually grade these. There's been a one on eBay for, I think it's a 9.4 for around about 400 quid, and I was very close to getting that. And then spotted this, and I thought, for 20 quid? I cannot not get that.
Imagine if you had the original artwork for that.
I love those art.
Stunning. Yeah. The colours are beautiful.
So I jumped on that, grabbed that. Very, very pleased to have that. Now, we mentioned Lost Boy Comics, Elliot, and all of his work. I sent him a Thor cover a while ago for him to do on the back of the great work he'd done for Fuzzy. And I also sent him 5 copies of Hello Darkness #1. And just said, go wild. I just want horror characters. Do what you want. I've showed them on a previous video, and I think I showed them in a reel thing or whatever. So I've come home today, and I've got my next set of 5. So this is he's done 10 for us.
That poor guy. You've increased his tax bracket. The amount of stuff that you've been picking up from him.
Not really, because his prices are ridiculous.
I know, it's so good. It's
yeah. So again, I've asked him. I'm going to put these on Instagram and stuff, but I've asked him to do as just random horror characters. Didn't have a clue what he was going to do. And this is what I've got. So he sent us a ghost face, which I really like, which is a very, very nice
That's
one.
got so much depth, that cover as well. Like, it's not... It
I'm
almost
getting
looks 3D.
all of these on this Hello Darkness red cover, just so the set looks nice. So that's the ghost face, which I really like. We've then got
Oh, nice.
the bride. I think that's a beauty.
Look at the eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My eyes or her eyes?
I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, really love
scary.
that one. I got the Frankenstein the last time, so that'll be nice to go with that.
How long does that... Does he mention how long that takes for him to do?
I'm not really.
I'd be interested in finding out. Oh, that's nice, yeah.
So
That looks like
really
Ed
nice
Vick.
one. It does, yeah. Edvig. So a nice invisible man there. Really, really like that one. And then these two are my absolute favourites. But I am very jealous of a book that Fuzzy got done by him. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. But I think this one is phenomenal.
Oh,
So that is it. I mean, that doesn't look... That looks... It looks like printed art. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't look like hand-sketched brilliance, you know?
do you think we could get like a Rusty Staples or a Triple G Comics cover done
Yeah.
by Image or whatever, or an indie, and get him to do the cover?
Absolutely. I would also say, just whilst we're talking artwork, Kev Wells, who we've talked about a lot, does phenomenal work. He recently did a sketch cover for James Keegan of Scooby-Doo, and me and James's were one good scare
I've seen
kind
it.
of
Yeah, I've
characters.
seen it. Yeah,
Well,
brilliant.
we're checking that out. Super. So yeah, so
Unbelievable.
stunning. Love that one. This is my favourite. And I've had a chat with him. I'm going to have to send him 5 more books to do, because this Fuzzy bookend to the one you got, Fuzzy got a stunning, absolutely stunning Predator commission a little while ago, and I got this. Just look at that.
What?
Look at that xenomorph.
I wonder if he does trading sketch cards as well. You know, if he does that sort of size.
I mean, that's just the detail on that is just ridiculous.
What's his first name again?
Ridiculous.
What's his first?
Elliot.
Elliot.
His site is Lost Boy Comics.
Elliot, if you're watching the show or watching the rewind, do you do a good Judge Dredd? I'd love a Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
That is
Just love
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think out of all the ones he's done, the Frankenstein's amazing. But I think out of all the ones he's done, that's my
So how many
favourite.
do you have in total now, Peter?
11 from him. I've got 11. I've got 10 horror ones and I've got a Thor one. But I've messaged him and said I'm going to have to source 5 more of these blanks because I haven't got any more. 4 of them he can do whatever the hell he wants on them again. But I want a one that'll go side by side with this as a Predator.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
side by side like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Facing the other way.
So, yeah, stunning work. And this is the thing, guys. I mean, we've talked about it a lot. And Andy, I know you in particular are a big champion of kind of indie artists and things like that. There are incredible artists out there. You just need to hunt for them. So these things, fuzzy reminders, my brain, I think this cost us either 30 or 40 pound. I can't remember.
That's
30 or 40 quid, something like that.
Yeah.
It's nothing for a cover of that style. Considering when we go to Thought Bubble, some of your bigger name artists will do you a remark for 150 quid and it's cack.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah,
I think we should try and get him to
guys.
go to Thought Bubble if we can get him a table and stuff like that. Can you imagine him just setting up with all his stuff?
Yeah,
He would do well.
them out. Yeah. So please, guys, plea from me and Andy, support these artists, support these writers, Kickstarters, all that kind of stuff. They do incredible work and they deserve, absolutely deserve a tap on the hat. I'm going to upset Fuzzy here. I was
Not
talking,
again.
Oh yeah, I was talking to Elliot and I was saying it baffles my mind how people like him and Kev can knock out some of the artwork. The guy that you've just shown off, like world-class art, and they're not getting work with the big names. And yet in that recent Deadpool Batman, I've got a 2-page spread by Frank Miller of just stuff on a page that's meant to look like Batman and Wolverine. And it's like, how, I know he's the name, but how is that, how are people like this not being recognised, you know?
No, Absolutely, and I guess to a certain extent we're pretty much at fault sometimes in that you know, if you take like doing like something like the killer covers or something like that, you're never going that these are the killer covers, you know, what you're showing there and what I've shown, and I think that this is why the IG creator segment is so good, because it gives us the opportunity, and it's not just what we think as well. Like if there's anybody that anybody else is following and they want to promote them,
let me know.
Send the details on and we'll put a slide together for them. Yeah. Is that for me or for you, Pierre?
No, that's for me daring to say anything about Frank Miller. Ed saying get him on the show. Yeah, might do, mate. Might try and get him on. Might resurrect the old art show we used to do and try and get him on that. Get him and Kev on again. That would be good fun. Okay, Andy, I think that's where we're done. Anything last you want to mention? Or are we done?
I think what you'll find is that's us. That's our whack. Peter,
is that our whack? I like that. I might use that. I might coin that.
Our Mick whack.
Well, listen, guys, it's been lovely having so many of you in the chat. We had 20 odd people again watching, so thank you so much for that for my silly little channel. That is amazing. Love doing this show with Andy. Let me know what you think. If there's any sections you want us to expand on, I think we've kind of come to the decision that we should do a decent chunk of reviews, because we both enjoy doing the reviews.
I think if we can go through them fairly quickly like we did, again, feedback, guys, good and bad or indifferent, but the most important thing is that you're watching the show and you're interacting and stuff. That's kind of a why we turn up.
Absolutely Andy, pleasure seeing you again, mate. Really always appreciate doing the show with you. Please do, guys, think about the charity night. If you want to think about stuff you might want to send our way for it to raffle off and whatnot, let us know. Contact me or Andy and we'll get it sorted. Look out for probably December time. We'll start looking at getting some comms out shortly about all of that kind of stuff. But for now, that's your whack. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
The curtain's closed, it's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's